Hey, what's happening, guys, and welcome to another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can pass your prop firm challenge easily. Now, when I say easily, obviously it's not going to be so easy as ABC, but there are a few hacks and tricks that can assist you in passing your prop firm challenge, and that's what I'll be talking about in this video. And I'll be doing it with a little twist because if you know me by now, you know I'm a big advocate for practicing what you preach, right? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I managed to pass my first ever prop firm challenge. And I know in my last video, I took you into my dashboard while I was taking the challenge in real time. I showed you my progress, but I didn't really go into details about how I was able to get the result I was getting. So in this video, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to be showing you my trade results, my average win ratio. I'm going to be showing you my actual winners and my actual losses. I'm also going to be taking you through my thought process during the challenge phase, my trading psychology while I was taking the challenge, and I would also be sharing with you my risk management that I put in place for the challenge. And also, before the end of this video, I would share with you one secret strategy that I used that was one of the most important things about passing this the challenge phase for me. And you'll probably be surprised when you get to hear it, because it's nothing too complicated. It's very, very, very simple, but not too many people actually consider that fact. So I'm going to be sharing it with you. I'm going to be showing you how I used it in passing the prop firm challenge. Then at the end of this video, I'm going to be taking you into my live funded account and giving you an update of where I am currently at the moment, and my takeaways from the challenge phase and what I plan to do differently in the live stage of the funded account. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So in case you don't know by now, I use Funding Pips for this challenge, and the reason I use Funding Pips is, one, because it's quite affordable. Compared to other prop firms out there, I don't think there's any other prop firm that gives you the same prices that Funding Pips give you. For the 25K accounts, I got it for $150, though it's $139. But when you're paying through crypto, you are adding like $5 extra on it. So the price was definitely one reason why I got it. The second reason why I chose Funding Pips was because they actually allow you to trade the way you want to trade. So unlike some other prop firms out there where they give you rules and regulations for how you can place your stop losses, what time of the day you can trade and stuff like that, Funding Pips actually allows you to trade pretty much the way you would actually normally want to trade. So those are the two main reasons why I use Funding Pips. In case you want to know more about Funding Pips, or you're just getting to hear about it, you can watch my last video where I did an in-depth review of Funding Pips. I also shared some hidden rules and regulations that you might not get when you are going through the FAQ on their website. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch that video, or I'll probably put it somewhere at the top here, so you can probably watch this video first, then go and watch that one, or you can watch that one, then come back and complete this video. So also, I'll put a link in the description if you want to get Funding Pips. If you use the link in my description, you can get 5% off of your fees, and that's an affiliate link. But hey, if you can get 5% off of it, why not just use it, right? So going into this challenge was quite interesting for me, because actually this is my first ever prop firm challenge, and I think my thought process and my trading psychology at that time was pretty much defined. I got into the challenge with an open mind, knowing fully well I could lose it, but from the beginning I had the positive mindset going into this challenge. And also, the second thing I defined before going into this challenge was not having a set time period I was going to pass the challenge. Because sometimes online you see a lot of people tell you that pass the challenge in 4 days, in 5 days, or some people take the challenge and they say they want to pass it in like 3 days or 4 days or 5 days or stuff like that. For me, it was just, following the process, which was my strategy. No matter how long it took me to get to the 8% or to the 5% of the second stage, I knew at the back of my mind that, hey, I had my strategy. I was going to follow my strategy no matter what. And I did not think I was going to miraculously pass the challenge in 2 days or 3 days or thereabouts. Even though I did it in 6 days, the phase 1 and 2, I did not have that at the back of my mind. It wasn't a factor for me. I was going to take my trades and build up gradually 1% at a time. Also, I did not have any fancy risk management that, I would be looking out to use. Like also some people will tell you, when starting, use 2% in your risk management. And if you get 2%, double it up to 4% or use 2.5%. And, for me, it was just a KISS model. Keep it sweet and simple. All I did was I risked 1% on every position that I took or less. So if I was going into a trade, I was risking nothing more than 1%. Sometimes I'll risk 0.7%, 0.8%, depending on my stop loss, and sometimes depending on the setup, So at the back of my mind, I had those three things. I wasn't going to risk more than 1%, and I was just going to risk that throughout the challenge. Number two, I wasn't giving myself any targets in terms of maximum days I was going to pass the challenge. And also, another thing was I knew before starting the challenge the exact strategy I was going to use in trading this account, and I wasn't going to trade another strategy throughout the challenge phase. So that's one mistake that some people do, especially beginners, when they go into prop firm challenges, or even when they are trading their live accounts. They tend to go online and get new strategies every other day, and they want to implement those strategies. If they get maybe like 2 losing trades or 3 losing trades, they want to find a new strategy, and if that doesn't work, they want to find a new strategy. That's like a rookie mistake, especially for a challenge like a prop firm challenge, because when you start mixing strategies, you, number one, do not get a proper insight into your average win ratio. You don't know what is really working for you. You cannot point out your stronghold in terms of, being a successful trader. Even if you get successful eventually, you cannot be consistent with that kind of trading method. So for me, it was, keep it sweet and simple. Same strategy, same risk management, 1% at every time. No maximum trading days. I had a clear mind and I was going in to win it. Another thing I want to talk about is my average win ratio. This is a very key factor to consider as a trader. Why I want to talk about this is because I noticed that a lot of people have a problem with losing trades. And why I say that is, some beginners would get the strategy online and they take it to their live accounts to trade. But once they lose their first trade and their second trade, they throw the strategy out of the window and go back to YouTube to find another strategy. For me, this is just going to be going round and round in circles, because you are not focusing on what is really important, which is your average win ratio. So if you look at my average win ratio, for example, you would see that I have a 46.67% average win ratio. Now, this is important because me as a trader, I trade with a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio sometimes. And with this numbers here, all I need is to pass or to win like 3 trades out of 10 trades to be successful. So I'm not concerned about maybe I lost 3 trades in a row, of which I will show you my trades in a very short moment. And you see that I actually did lose 3 trades in a row, or even 4 trades in a row at one point, but it did not make me feel, I was doing something wrong, or maybe I did not know what I was doing. I was still focused on my strategy. I was still confident that my strategy was going to work for me. And I knew my win ratio before starting this challenge. I had an idea of my average win ratio, which was over 40%. And I knew if I could replicate that in the challenge, then I'll probably be successful with it. So that's exactly what I did. And I ended up with a 46.76 win ratio. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. When you are trading, do not focus on how many trades you win in a row or how many trades you lose in a row. All you have to be focused on is your win ratio and your risk to reward, because they go hand in hand. If we come down to the account analysis, you can see that for the phase 1, it took me 4 days to get to the 8% mark. And it took me a total number of 15 trades. Now, these 15 trades, like I probably have mentioned before, I take 2 positions on every trade I take. And I have 2 different take profit levels. So in reality, this 15 trades is pretty much just probably like 7 or 8 trades thereabouts. So yeah, just to put that out there, I take 2 positions in every trade. So when you see 2, just know that it's just one trade setup for those 2 particular trades. So total trades taken 15, average trades per day 1.8, total lots used 19, average lots used 4.7. My biggest win was 1,280. My biggest loss was 115. Now that's a huge difference right there. I know you might say 15 trades in 4 days, the pen, are you over trading? I would say no. And I would also say I do not believe in over trading. Let me just put it that way, because I don't see any reason why you shouldn't take a trade if it aligns with your setup. For me, if the price action checks all the boxes that I'm looking out for to place a trade, I'll take the trade. It doesn't matter if I've taken 4 trades that day. It doesn't matter if I've lost 4 trades that day. If I see a setup that checks all my boxes, I'll definitely jump on that trade to take it. And for me, I trade London session and New York session only. So if those trades turn up within those time frame, I will definitely seize the opportunity to take the trade. It also has to do with my confidence level in going into the challenge, because I was confident in my strategy, number 1. Number 2, I was pretty much comfortable in trading anywhere I was. I would say throughout this challenge stage, I did not trade from my laptop. I took 90% of the trades on my phone. So I probably might be somewhere, but I'm, analyzing the market. I've seen my higher time frames. I know the bias of the markets. I know my discount and premium levels, and I know what I'm looking at to take a trade. I know what I'm looking at to enter a trade. So I think I've built myself to a certain level where I don't need to be in one location to trade, or I don't need to be on my laptop to trade. I can place my Fibonacci levels on my phone. I can, analyze top-down analysis on my phone. I can set alerts, to trigger to alert me when price gets to certain levels of interest. So, for me, that's all that matters. Number of trade, it could be 28 trades in 4 days or 30 trades in 4 days. I don't care. If I see the setup 30 times, I'll probably take it 30 times. Now, if you look at the calendar for the phase one, you'll see that I traded for 4 days, and in those 4 days, I did not have a losing day. I was fortunate enough to have a profitable day for all the days I traded the first stage and the second stage. But that was, that was not part of the plan. I think I was just fortunate enough to not have a losing day, even though I had some losing trades, but I didn't end any day in a losing, in the red. So I would say that was, I was fortunate enough to, pass it that way. Now, if you come to the trading history, here you can see my actual trades, and this would bring me to my secret strategy that I mentioned earlier in the video. But if you see my actual trades, you see that my first 2 trades were winning trade. I took 2 positions as usual. The first position I got out at 236. The second position I got out at 370. And the third trade was a losing trade, which was $90. That's less than almost 0.5%. That's less than 0.5%. Then, I took 2 trades again, but these 2 trades, I closed them out, at the same time. Then I had a series of losing trades. Now, this is what I was talking about with your average win ratio. A series of losing trades. Another person might be like, yo, my strategy is not working. Look at all this red. I lost 19, I lost 90, I lost 70, I lost 115, I lost 1, So definitely my strategy isn't working. But for me, this was just, a numbers game, Yes, I lost 4 trades in a row, but, that's part of the game, right? You lose some, you win some. But like I said, I knew my average win ratio even before starting this challenge. I had an idea of where I fall in terms of using my strategy in trading, because it's the same strategy I use in trading my personal account. So I knew I had, a lot of, information about my trading strategy. So this did not faze me at all. If you see, the next trade was a winning trade, then the next 2 trade was a losing trade, and I had these 2 huge winning trades that got me the account passed. And now this brings me to my secret strategy, which I told you is very, 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 very simple. If you notice, number 1, I traded just 1 pair, which is Euro USD, Euro USD, Euro USD, Euro USD. Euro USD, Euro USD. Then, I did a GBP USD, which, they are correlated pairs. So you might as well just trade either Euro USD or GBP USD, or, both of them are positively correlated. So, that was the pair I focused on. And the secret strategy I mentioned was the fact that I was not trading against the order flow of the market. Now, what I mean by that is, I know the overall bias of the market at any day that I was trading, which was mostly bullish. If you trade Euro USD, you know that GBP Euro USD, Euro USD has been in a bullish run for a couple of weeks now. And I actually got into the first buy from the first shift in market structure from a downtrend. So I started the run up from the bottom, if I put it that way. So I wasn't trading against the order flow, which is the overall bias of the market. That is one key factor that got me funded, guys. I wasn't going to, see a sell somewhere and say, okay, let me just scalp 10 pips. Let me just scalp 15 pips. I'm not saying you can't do that. It's fine. You can do that. But for me, I was looking at trades that can get me, 3%, 4%, 5% with one trade, or maybe, trades that I am sure at least will get to the next, level of liquidity, in the direction of the overall bias. So, I was only looking to buy. I wasn't looking to sell the market at any time. Even though, if you look, you can see I took some sells for a quick scalp, like I told you, once in a while you break your rules and regulations. But the funny thing is, all the sells I took were losing trades. This was a losing trade. This was a losing trade, sell. This was a losing trade, sell. All the sells I took during this challenge were losers because I went against my own rules, which was do not trade against the order flow of the market. So guys, that's how I passed my 25K challenge. And it's not rocket science, guys. It's pretty much simple, especially when you know exactly what you're doing. So to recap, all I did was, first of all, I had a positive mindset going into the challenge. I had an open mind. I knew what I wanted. I knew my strategy, and I knew I wasn't going to go I wasn't going to take any other trades aside the trades that align with my strategy. I wasn't using any fancy risk management. I did not set unnecessary milestones for myself or maximum trading days I need to pass the challenge. I just, went into it with a clean slate, a clean mind, and I knew I was going to get results if I stuck to my strategy and if I can replicate my average win ratio on this challenge. So that's exactly what I did, and it got me funded. Also, I talked about how important it is to understand your average win ratio and put that into consideration when going into these challenges. Make sure you do your back testing to know exactly what your average win ratio is. 40%, 45%, 50%, 60%. It doesn't really matter. What matters is what's your risk to reward? What's your average win ratio? If it's 40% and your risk to reward is 1 to 2, then, you can do the maths and see if it's something that, you can be profitable with. Or if it's not, then maybe you should think about, increasing your risk to reward or getting a new strategy that can give you a better win ratio. Also, I talked about, over trading and how I believe that is a myth, because to me, I don't see any reason why if you see a trade setup that checks all your boxes, you are not going to take it because you just had a winning trade or a losing trade. Some people will tell you that after a winning trade or 2 winning trades, take a pulse of that day or go do something else. Or if you lose a trade, don't trade again that day and stuff like that. For me, I don't believe in all that stuff. I just believe in, concentrating on your strategy. If you see setups that show up during your trading hours and you feel it's an A+ setup, then, to me, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't take it. So over trading is a myth, but not following your strategy is what is going to ruin your account. So for me, if you have enough confidence in yourself, you have enough confidence in your strategy, then the number of trades that you take for your challenge account or even your live account doesn't really matter. All that matters is make sure that the setups are high probability setups that can fetch you good profits. Yeah, so we've gotten to the end of this video, but before we go, I promised I was going to show you my live funded account and show you exactly where I am currently in the master account. So here you have it. This is my dashboard for my funded account. It took like 2 days to get the credentials for the master account with Funding Pips, which was fine for me. As you can see, I'm up 2.5%. Currently, I'm up $633. If you see the chart here, on my first trade, I got some losers though. On my first 2 trades were losers. Then my next trade got me up to $700. Then, I also got some losers again that brought me down to 600 plus. So currently I'm sitting at 2.5%, and, my win ratio is 40% on this account currently. Average win is just over 1%. Average loss is $66, which is fine for me. My risk to reward is an average of 1 to 2.6, which is fine. I plan to increase my risk to reward with time. I'm still building myself towards a point where I can confidently leave my trades to run longer and higher, because when you're trading with the direction of the order flow, you have the potential of getting, high risk to reward ratios. For my risk management for this live account, I am still risking 1%. If you see my trades, my first 3 trades were losing trades for this account. So my first 3 trades brought me down to almost 1% or thereabouts. But my next 3 trades got me to 700. Then I had 3 losing trades again, then 1 winning trade, which was the last trade I took today. So as you can see, I'm still on Euro USD, I'm still on GBP USD, and I'm still trading with the direction of the higher time frame. The order flow is bullish, and you won't see me selling anytime soon. Just like I said earlier in the video, always trade with the direction of price on the higher time frame. Trust me, there's no new strategy anywhere anymore, right? All that matters is your trading psychology and your consistency in trading that strategy. So probably in my next video I'll talk about strategy, and if you want to go out there and get started with a prop firm, like I said, link in the description of this video, you can get 5% off of Funding Pips. And if you want to know more about Funding Pips, you can watch my last video as well, where I go into in-depth review about the prop firm and their rules and regulations, and also hidden rules here and there that you might not necessarily know. So thank you guys for sticking with me to the very end. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave it in the comment section of this video. You can always get in touch with me. I always respond to every comment I get. And, I try as much as possible to, be a guide when it comes to the videos I make, especially if you find anything confusing. Don't hesitate to leave a comment. Don't hesitate to like, and also make sure you subscribe so YouTube can recommend my videos to people that need to see them. And if you got any value from this video as well, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the like button as well. I remain your host, The Pen. Until the next video where I say peace out and stay profitable.